Well, good evening. Welcome to When Wisdom Talks. I'm Alisha.
And I'm Kadesha.
And I'm Naomi, and welcome to When Wisdom Talks, episode number 2 for the year. Is that right? Or 1? Is this the first one for the year? First one.
Oh my,
Episode number 1 for the year, not number 2. Time is going so fast, I'm losing count. This is the first episode of the new year, and we're excited to be spending it all with you. Thank you again to all of you who tune in every single week, and this week is no different. We appreciate all of you, and thank you to all of our first timers out there who are just tuning in for the very first time. If you are here for the first time, let us know in the chat so we can give you a shout out and let you know how much we appreciate you for being a first time viewer. We are your hosts, the Wisdom on the Wall trio, and we're happy to be here with y'all. So, y'all go ahead and do something. Do this. Come on. Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
I'm like, I think my blazer may be too tight.
That kind of feel good. I don't know about you, but that feels good to me. Stretch out your arms. Get ready because we have a fantastic show planned for you. I'm really excited, and I know all the ladies are excited too. But before we continue on, of course, I have to let you know what our mission and vision is, and that is to empower YOU. That's right, to empower you to live better and wiser through engaging discussions, fun activities, and inspiring special guest interviews like the one we have planned for you tonight. And so, with that, for episode number 1 of the new year, I'm going to pass it over to Kadesha.
Wait, I'm with you because I thought we were on episode number 2 as well.
Yes.
But you're right. Alicia's giving us that face like, can you count? We're only at January 6th. But more importantly, we are on episode, did Alicia say 50? 49. Okay, praise the Lord. So episode 49, and coming up on our year anniversary next month. So that is definitely something to celebrate. So yeah, welcome. We're excited to have you. As Naomi said, we are looking forward to this episode. I trust that I will be able to move a little bit better than I can move that arm. I may have to come out of the blazer, but we ended the year with having you to get familiar with your vision for 2022. So this month, the theme for our shows will be Plan for Success. And so specifically this week, we're going to be addressing fit for success. So as you are planning and preparing your 2022, we want to make sure that you include fitness in your plan and in your strategy, because you need to be fit in order to be present, right? So in order to do all the things you want to do, you need to be here, you need to be healthy. So before we get into the show, I always ask you to do a few things. If you could go ahead and share the show. It takes about 2.5 seconds to hit the share button. If you are not already following us on Instagram, we want to encourage you to follow us at When Wisdom Talks. Also, some people are not on Facebook and Instagram, and that's okay. We are also on YouTube. So encourage your friends, your family, your foe, whomever, to also subscribe to our YouTube page as well, which is also When Wisdom Talks. We want to remind you that we are encouraging, empowering, lifting you up 3 times a week. So Monday nights, we have a pop-up prayer call at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday mornings, we have an empowerment prayer call, which is a little bit more teaching than prayer, but we are empowering you and giving you some Bible for breakfast Wednesday mornings at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, we're here every Thursday at 8 p.m. We also want to encourage you, if you want to learn more about our nonprofit, Wisdom on the Wall, Inc., you can go to wisdomonthewall.com. Also, if you want to connect with us, send some encouraging words. If you want to invite us out to speak, whether it's in person or digitally, you can send us an email at info@wisdomonthewall.com. We got the awesome Naomi popping the emails and everything. I love it. I love it. She is the executive producer of the show, so we appreciate her for all that she does and making sure we look good on air. So I believe mentioned all of our announcement. Yes, yes. Do I have our book? I do want to show the book because I haven't shown it in a while. So, lastly, in addition to getting to know us, you can also purchase our book, wisdomonthewall.com, where we're giving you some wisdom nuggets for different areas of your life. And you can do that at wisdomonthewall.com. So, now I'm done, and I'm going to send it over to Mrs. Adams.
Awesome. Thank you very much. As Kadesha mentioned, talking about getting to know us. Well, this is what this segment is all about. This is Girl, What's Your Story with a Twist? Love it. So, this is just an opportunity for us to share what we've done over this past week since the last time we hung out with you all. But we said twist, and the twist is that's what I was trying to say. It goes back to you all as well, because as we're sharing, we want you to share as well. So go ahead and type away in the chat. Let us know what you've been doing. This is a time that, share something that brought you some joy over this past week, maybe made you smile. It could have been a good movie. I don't know, maybe you found some new music, maybe a new fitness routine. I don't know, something that was enjoyable that, like I said, made you smile. So I'll go ahead and kick us off. And my Girl Wish Your Story with a Twist tonight is this book. It has been giving me life over this past week. I shared it a few episodes back. It's called Woman to Woman, Candid Conversations from Me to You by Joyce Meyer. And I so enjoy this book. I had shared when I found it that I had got it a few years ago and never opened it up. And while I was looking for another book, I found it. And I'm just so glad I did because, like I said, it's just been giving me life over this past week, especially this morning. And I want to share a little bit on what she was sharing. The topic was just keep it simple. So for all my analytical people, anybody that's analytical like me, sometimes we can analyze things and make it a little more complicated than it really needs to be. So as I was reading this morning in my time of devotion, it just so spoke to me. So like I said, I just want to share a couple things in hopes that if you are like me at times and make things a little more complicated than it is, she's speaking to you as well. So she says, we live in a stressful world that seems to be getting more stressful with each passing year. People are hurrying everywhere. They are rude, they are short-tempered, and it's easy to see that women, and we could put men as well, are frustrated and under pressure. They're experiencing financial stress, marital stress, and the stress of raising children in today's world. And she says their stressful lifestyles can also cause health problems, which adds to more stress. But this is the kicker. She says, I have a revelation for you. Simplicity brings joy and complication blocks it. One more time. Simplicity brings joy and complication blocks it. So when we make things complicated, the simplicity and the joy that we would have got from simplicity is blocked because we're like over analyzing whatever things we do to complicate it. It makes it more difficult. And she says that God wants us to approach life with childlike faith. He wants us to grow up in our behavior, but remain childlike in our attitude towards him concerning trust and dependence. And she says, when we begin to live our lives with all the simplicity of a child, it will change our whole outlook in a most amazing way. So she says, start your day for looking for ways in which you complicate things. And that's the Holy Spirit to help you with simplicity, to really teach you simplicity. And she says, as women, and I'll throw in there as men as well, men and women of God, we were given life by God, and our goal should be to enjoy it. So she said, let's keep it simple and stop complicating things. So hopefully that spoke to you. I know this morning this spoke to me because as I was looking at the landscape of everything I have on the plates that I'm trying to juggle, it's kind of like, just keep it simple. If you keep it simple, it's like God was saying, what I gave you to do, you'll be able to do it without worry, without fretting, and all that other stuff. So just keep it simple. That's my story today, and I'm sticking with it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Honey, I still go back to when my mother-in-law was on the empowerment prayer call, I guess about a year ago, and talked about stop overthinking. Like sometimes you don't know the word that describes you until you hear it. And like that always just ministers to me alongside with what you were saying.
Mhm.
Keeping life simple because I'll have it all in my head just leaving a showing and I'm like thinking about all the things I got to do and I'm like just do it. Like cuz I have this time where once I pull up to my parking lot I have to like either send some texts or just get some things out because by the time I get to the door I would have forgotten. So anyway, I love it. Go ahead, Joyce. Um, so my something new this week. Yeah, what I'll go with, I guess, is I took Naomi's advice. So we're gonna blame it on Naomi if it goes wrong. But we have entered into the streaming world. So I was on June. Well, I don't know why I keep calling January June. Okay, maybe I'm ready for some sunshine and the beach. But on January 1st, I spent a great deal of my hours looking on how to cut back on our cable bill, which was astronomical. And so I'm like, okay, if we get rid of this, then the main thing when my husband need to be able to watch his sports. That was the main thing. How can I get him his football? How can he see what he needs to see? So I'm just moving things around, looking at all these different apps. So anyway, we end up going with the Roku. And thus far, we're only at day 4. I'm enjoying it. I think Mike is a little resistant at this point, but it's working. And I was able to tap into the show that Naomi introduced me to. I may have had a little bit of binging, but it was really good. Selling Tampa was really good. A little ratchet at times, but I could overcome that and see through all of that. And really, honestly, I was really inspired by it. So it was a beautiful, beautiful show to me. Just seeing, people that look like us selling lots of real estate in Tampa. But yeah, so anyway, I had a good time watching that as I was working on somewhat writing contracts at the same time. So but yeah, so my something new is the streaming world. I'm looking forward to it. More importantly, I'm looking forward to that bill going down by over $100. And yeah, just learning how to make it work, right? We normally live in excess, live in surplus, had 1,000,001 channels, and we probably watched 10 to 15 of them, if that. So I'm looking forward to it. Roku, don't let me down. Please don't let me down. I need you. I need you in this season because Mike is like, I don't know about this, but we're going to get through the rest of the football season, I promise. So, yeah, Roku it is.
Congratulations and welcome to the Roku family. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you chose Roku. We have both Fire Stick and Roku, but Roku seems to be working better for us. And we have a smart TV that's Roku. So it works perfectly. We have no issues. We love it. The whole family loves it. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. And I'm glad you're enjoying Selling Tampa because when I watched it, I thought of you. I was like, Kadesha has to watch this show. It was just fitting. And I'm glad to know that you're being inspired by it because that's the whole point,
Girl, we're gonna say watched because I completed the season. Okay,
Oh,
it's done. I'm like, wait, where's season 2?
That's a binge. You did binge.
Oh God! But I did write 3 contracts after that, so it worked. But I'm like, I wanted to ask you offline, and I will still ask you. I'm like, wait, am I as bad as Sherelle? But
good. But we'll talk. We'll talk. But you good.
No, but I did learn a lot from a lot of the things that they were doing. So there's things that you can learn to do well, and then there's things where it's like, hey, I don't want to really do that or operate in that manner. So anywho, that's my tell me something good. Or that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Don't worry about it, Kadesha. It's easy to get it mixed up because it's similar. You're telling a story. And
right.
your story, whatever the case, it's easy to get it mixed up. But well, I might be going a little back in time with this in terms of television watching and so forth. But my girl, what's your story is everybody who knows me knows that there are three things I love. I love Mickey Mouse, I love Golden Girls, and I love Wonder Woman. So let me tell you, the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is a residual or a gift from Christmas. Well, I'm saying residual because I'm still enjoying it a couple weeks later. But my husband actually bought the entire Wonder Woman series for me. Okay. I almost lost it. When I opened it. I was like, are you serious? Now, the reason why I said I'm going backwards because you could easily probably find this somewhere to stream. But I mean, what's better than having like a keepsake or something? And so I attempted to use my little DVD plug-in to my laptop, and so that didn't go as well, so I'm gonna have to get a new one. But I fully intend to sit and do exactly what you did, Kadesha, and binge watch my Wonder Woman full series. I am so pumped. And what's crazy is thank God for husbands that listen and pay attention, because we were in Walmart together, and he's the 15 years we've been married, he has always done a really good job of paying attention to those little hints that I might drop. So when we were in Walmart, we were in the electronic section because we were looking for a TV for my son. And so we just so happened to walk through the DVD section, and there it was, the full series of Wonder Woman. And I'm telling you, I was like, are you kidding me? Because I couldn't find this really anywhere. And so when I saw it, of course, I pitched a fit in the middle of Walmart, but hey, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure a few people passed the aisle and was like, this lady is off, but that's all right. The fact of the matter is I love Wonder Woman, but I love everything about her and what she stands for. Even the lasso of truth. And if you take the time and kind of investigate, her and what she stands for, it's really powerful. And I think many women can draw some inspiration from her character. So yeah, so along with this, my husband bought me some Wonder Woman Reeboks. Okay, I don't, because y'all know I'm a sneakerhead too. So when I opened the box, I was like, it's not just Christmas. Is it my birthday too? And somebody failed to let me know. What is up? But the Reeboks, the Wonder Woman Reeboks, along with the full series, I could have stopped at that for Christmas. I didn't need to open up nothing else, but because they took the time to buy those other gifts, I had to indulge them. So, but anywho, that's my story, and I'm sticking with it, fam.
You're gonna have to show us those Reeboks.
Oh yeah, so maybe that'll be my story for next
week.
Okay, I'll bring those on.
Oh my goodness. Kudos to Mr. Barrera, who is actually tuning in, because he's told me congratulations on cutting the cable cord.
Amen. What a blessing.
Oh Lord, help me. The cable cord.
Oh, and you know what? It was so scary. Like my stomach was hurting. You would have thought I was like doing something huge, but I was so nervous because we've been with cable for the last, I don't know, 7+ years. Yeah. So it's like I was being stretched, Naomi, for your word on Wednesday. But honey, look, it was worth it. And yeah, I do want to see those Reeboks.
Next week, y'all, give us all something to look forward to.
Okay.
Pretty awesome.
Love it.
Pretty awesome. I might be a little biased, but they're pretty awesome.
But we're looking forward to it. Love it. Well, great job, ladies. Well, we are ready to move on over to our next segment, which, as Naomi mentioned in the beginning, we're all excited about. So over to you, Kadesha.
Yes. Are you ready for our next segment? Everybody say yeah in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat.
So ironic enough, like I haven't worked out in probably a week and a half. And so I went on Tuesday thinking that I was going to go work out. But one of the main reasons that I signed up for Orange Theory is they are very structured. So if you're not there on time, or if you're 5 minutes late, you can't come in. So I was 7:35. This was my first time being that late. And she was like, I'm so sorry, you can't come in. I'm like, okay, I got it. Like, this is why I wanted to sign up, because I knew you guys would keep me accountable. So I was like, I'll head on up to the athletic club. So I am looking forward, because I haven't done a workout in a while. So I'm looking forward to hearing from Julian tonight on some of the things we can do when we're not going to the gym, when we're not going to, a fitness club, but some of the things we can do at home if we have maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes, etc. So we have a phenomenal gentleman who's going to be talking to us today about fitness. We want you, the three of us want you to make sure you plan for your fitness success this year, right? Because we believe in longevity, and we know God don't need help, but we can at least do our part. Okay, so we can at least do our part so we can be here for a long time. So Julian, I'm going to go over his bio, then we have a video, and then we'll bring him out. But he is a New York native, y'all. So that actually makes me a little nervous, because working out with somebody from New York, people from New York don't play. So just keep in mind, if you're going to hire him for your trainer, he is from New York, y'all. So he's a New York native, and he is trained in MMA. So he has a very extensive background. So he's done Taekwondo. He has done a lot of things, Tai Chi for breath control and balance. Y'all, the guy is not playing. He's a sensei. Sensei, I hope I'm saying that right. You can get me all the way together, Julian, when you come out. But he has done martial arts. He is a disciplinary. And actually, we do real estate together. So this is my brother in real estate. And he teaches classes. So he teaches weight room introduction, low impact aerobics, which I know some of our seasoned folks may need. He teaches Tai Chi, and catch this, y'all, he's looking to expand his business into the DMV area. So for those of you who may have a passion for training and fitness, you may be able to partner with him and become a trainer as well. So I'm looking forward to hearing from him. We have a video that we're going to show really quickly, and then we will bring them out. Naomi is okay. So first of all, she's a DJ also. Okay. So she is always has the beats going. But hey, Julian.
Hi, guys. How are you doing? I'm very happy to be here. Thank you for bringing me on to the show.
Oh my goodness. We're so glad to have you. We're so glad. And the funny thing is, I didn't even know this was a part of your world. Like, I knew the Julian, like the realtor, the nice guy, the father, the husband. And then someone let it slip through the cracks that you were doing personal training sessions with them. And I said, wait a minute. Why didn't I know about this? So I'm excited to get to know this side of you. I'm glad that you could join us on Wisdom on the Wall, Jesus, on When Wisdom Talks. And we're, hopefully going to inspire some people to incorporate fitness in their 2022 plan. Okay, because people got business goals, they got relationship goals, every goal underneath the sun, but we want to encourage them to have some fitness goals as well. So yes, I read a little bit of your bio, but I wanted you to really kind of talk from your heart on how did you get into this? Like, what makes you love fitness for all of us who are struggling to just stay consistent?
Absolutely. And I'm really, really glad you asked me that question. So thank you again for inviting me on the show. I have been personal training people for over 20 years.
Oh, wow.
I started way back in just martial arts. I got my black belt in Taekwondo from Eugene Teeter Karate, God rest him. I also got a black belt in kickboxing from Eddie Butcher Jr., the 1978 world kickboxing champion. Eugene Teeter was the 1978 world Taekwondo champion. I was born in 1978, so it just all worked together, right?
Right.
So coming from a background of martial arts, it really made me, like you said, a disciplinarian. I really learned how to treat my body a certain way to keep it running at its highest efficiency level. And if you look at your body that way, then the things you put into it, you're just going to see as fuel. And the things that the output that your body puts out, you're going to evaluate that and you're going to want to increase the quality of both, right? So I really got focused when I moved to the DC area, and I got connected with Bounce Fitness, a personal training company that sends trainers to your home. And I was kind of the front loader for that business because they were associated with all of the apartment complexes that were on metro stations. So you have a metro station and you have a big apartment complex that's built right next to the metro station. That's kind of the business plan for affluent people who live in the DC area. So we targeted that demographic, and that gave me a huge customer base for people to work with. And then that put me into companies, and I started doing yoga classes at afternoons in companies. CoStar was one of them, several other companies. Then I started partnering with apartment complexes and teaching their residents for free, but getting paid by the apartment complex. So that kind
Mm.
of clued me into the larger base of not just training with one person, because people have fluctuating incomes, especially with a pandemic, but latching on to larger organizations so that I can have not only a larger reach, but I would be able to charge much lower rates. So that put me into becoming a Montgomery County contractor. So
Mm.
now I have classes all throughout the county teaching older people, well, elders, the contemporary um, population, we'll say, um, how to use machines correctly inside of the gym. I teach teenagers how to be as fit as possible and push their bodies to the limit. And I teach little kids how to have fun while exercising. So it's a ubiquitous thing. Everybody needs to be fit. And people from different ages and different fitness levels and different lifestyles just have different ways to incorporate fitness in there, but I try to make sure everybody incorporates fitness into their life. And that leads me to today, where my business is starting to flourish. I'm starting to create opportunities for other people. And I'm taking my own fitness to the next level, where I'm trying to gain a little bit of weight while keeping my fat percentage low and really lead from the front, not lead from the back telling people what to do, but showing people the effort that I put into my own self. And then hopefully that not motivates, but inspires people, because people get a misconception between motivation and inspiration.
Mm.
Motivation really is only effective when you feel good. If you're
Mm.
sick, you're tired, you've had a long day, you're not in an emotional place where you need to be, you might not be motivated to work out. But if you have a why, if you have a reason, then you are inspired to work out regardless of, or in spite of, the things that may be going on in your home, in your work, in the rest of your life, in your body. You may push yourself even though you're in that particular place. And then you'll realize over 70% of the time, you're going to not want to work out. But every time you do work out, you'll never regret it. So I know that might have been a long answer, but there you go.
Can the church say amen? Oh my goodness, that was excellent. So I don't want us to forget. And I know we normally do this a little bit later, but there's so many ways that you can help and support people. So I want to make sure we get your contact information. So if they want to join you for training, they can contact you, or if they already are a trainer and want to join your team, they can contact you. So what's the best email or best way of contacting you so we can get that up on the screen?
Okay, so my website has a connection to all my social media. That's the quickest and easiest way to get access to all my social media, because some
Sure.
social media names have like dots in them or underscores. So you just go to the icon on gemfitness.net. And my company is called GEM, GEM, not GYM.
Okay.
GEM, and it's a very important difference because I believe we are all carbon-based individuals. And you know what happens when you put carbon based material under heat and pressure for a long time? you get a nice shiny gem. And that's what
Yes.
everybody turns into when they work with your boy here.
I love it. I love it. Look, you almost convincing me. I don't know. I know I get a few free sessions, but I'm just saying.
There you go. Go to gemfitness.net and you'll see.
I love it. I love it. That's awesome. And I really did, honestly, I really did like the way you broke down motivation versus inspiration because, honey, at the end of
Thank
the
you.
day, yeah, if I'm not motivated, I'm not doing it. But it's that why, I
Hmm.
love that. I love it. I
Hmm.
love it. I love it. So let's hop right on in. In terms of exercise, okay, because clearly we're at the top of the year. Somebody has it on our vision board somewhere that they want to become more fit. So where can we start? What are we doing on a daily, on a weekly basis? How can we get started?
That's a great question again. You guys are coming up with the greatest questions, guys. So, what it is, everybody gets caught in what I like to call the 2 week cycle, right? New Year's comes, you had fun on New Year's Eve, right? You feel terrible on New Year's Day, or you're tired and relaxed on New Year's Day. And January 2nd, you're like, let's go, new me, new body. And you've got all this energy, which is really just pressure that you built up thinking that this year is a big opportunity and you now have the pressure of making something happen. Now, that is 365 days worth of pressure. You don't need that much pressure. So what happens is people go to work, then they go to the gym and they go so hard in the gym for 2 weeks. They're so sore, they're so drained, they're so tired that they don't go back for 2 months. And they lose all their gains, they lose all the benefit, they lose all the mental reinforcements that they would get from working out and actually getting stronger because all they did was beat themselves down and not do the right things with their body. So, what I would say to do instead of going super hard at the gym, because I believe in going super hard, but work your way up. So, it's about moderation. You have to know yourself and know how much you can tolerate without the next day you not being able to get up and go to work because not all of us are trust fund babies that can just get up at 12 and go get breakfast by 2. Not everybody's like that. So you have to do something that your body can tolerate first and then slightly increase. I have a frat brother who shall remain nameless, who was working with special forces. He was in the military and he was a very stoic individual, always kept the same face, looked like a thundercat or something, right? So I asked him one day, how do you train in the mountains? How do you work out so hard? How do you do this stuff in super cold and your life is threatened? He said, run one more step each day. And then he walked away. And that's what it is. It's the moderation of doing a little bit and then a little bit and then a little bit. But it's not the amount you do, it's the consistency of doing something every day. And that's the philosophy. That's a well known, well documented philosophy called Kaizen. And you guys should take note of that because a lot of companies use it. A lot of people use it. A lot of successful, highly effective people use that methodology. So, loosely translated, well, blatantly translated to English, it means change good. But the philosophy is many small changes in order to create one large change. So, what I tell people who don't want to work out or are not familiar working out, don't think about working out. Wake up in the morning, don't do anything else, put your workout shoes on, get on the treadmill, or get right where you would get where you start running or something like that. Get on your yoga mat, stand there for 30 seconds, then take your shoes off and go about your day and do that every single day. I guarantee you, you're not going to be able to do that for 7 straight days without saying, okay, now I feel guilty. I have to do something. And you're going to do one squat. Never feel guilty. Just do something. If you do one squat, hey, at least you put your workout shoes on. And then the consistency will build. Consistency is way more effective than one great workout. And the way that I explain that to people who don't work out at all is, would you like if I gave you $1 million now, or I gave you $100,000 every month for the rest of your life? people think. And then they're like, I'll take the 100,000 because then it keeps coming. It's always coming. I can do whatever I want, because the million, you feel like you're gonna blow it, and that's what people do. They feel the guilt. I didn't work out last year. I need to lose 5 pounds. Nobody has a great body image. I don't care who. Arnold Schwarzenegger does not have a great body image. Okay, we as humans look down on ourselves and look for our inconsistencies. Bruce Lee learned to make his weaknesses his strengths by focusing on them and being consistent at developing his weaknesses until they became strengths. If you have a philosophy like that, just remember, just like we learn in real estate, Kadesha, it's all about mindset. So you have the right mindset, you will be consistent. If you are consistent, you will see change. And when you see change, you're going to get energized, and then you're going to have that what? That why, that inspiration, that actual tangible change that you noticed in your body and you made happen. So you're going to want that again and again and again, just like making money. First time I closed the house, I was like, okay, let's do this tomorrow. Right? So that's where it is. I hope I answered your question.
Oh my goodness, you did, and then some. Absolutely.
Look, I was going to say, if you didn't answer her question, you answered mine.
All right.
Oh my God, this is so good. I could listen to you all day. It's so motivational and inspirational. So thank you so much. But you had mentioned, what you put into your body. So could you talk a little bit more as to, are there any specific meal planning that you advocate? You hear things like keto diet, Mediterranean diet, all of that other stuff. Can you speak to just food, the type of fuel we should be putting in our body?
Absolutely. Alisha, that was an amazing question, and I appreciate you for asking that because um, the the real truth is that it's about the consistency again. So if you just eat right today, that has zero effect on your body. But nutrition as a whole is 80% of your fitness. So if you want to get to the right place and you're working out every day, but you're not eating right, you're going in circles and you're going to develop a condition. All right. One or the other condition. So whatever is building up, whatever is excess is going to create a condition in your body. When you are doing this, which I'm not showing the logo, but let's just say it's the intelligent choice in aquatic refreshment. All right. Has a good pH balance, right? And you want to keep yourself hydrated. Our bodies are 90% water, if not more, right? So we have to keep our body hydrated and we have to stay consistent in our scheduling of our food. What does consistent mean as far as scheduling of our food? I eat 5 meals a day. Some people think that's a lot, but when you break it down, first meal is breakfast. Not a big crazy thing. Second meal is a snack between breakfast and lunch, about halfway through, because your metabolism goes like this and goes like that. All right. It doesn't head off, it goes straight back down once you digest. So, this at the snack keeps you like this. And then when lunch hits, then your metabolism goes up again and then it goes right back down. Now, halfway between lunch and dinner, you have another snack. So, all you're doing is doing your breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then a snack an hour in between breakfast and lunch, and a snack an hour in between lunch and dinner. Now, your decisions as far as what foods you can eat, I don't like to tell people that when I first meet them because everybody has their things they don't like. Oh, I don't like nuts. I'm allergic to it. I don't like soup. Nothing with water in it. Everyone, I know I said that sounded weird, but everyone has their own quirks. But if you can get yourself to a regimen of consistency of eating, then what that does is it turns your body into a fireplace. Who has a fireplace?
Not yet, by faith.
There you go, by faith. I'm claiming it for you. The fireplace's energy is coming at you. No, but you know that if you want to stay warm with the fireplace, you have to continually put logs on that bad boy. That little fire that people take pictures and videos of, that's lasting about 15 minutes tops. Then you need to throw another dry log on there and in order to stay warm. So your body is that way. You throw a log on, i.e. a meal, then it shoots the fire up quick. but also it can bring it down quick. And there are different fuels. There's fat fuel, which is leafy green vegetables that burns like this. Then there's carb fuel, bread, um, sugar, coffee, which burns like this. That's why you feel that 2:30 feeling. Anybody heard of the 2:30 feeling? Why? Because you have lunch, right? And you usually had something fried and crispy for lunch, and then that gives you that boost from lunch to two, and then from 2 to 2:30, you're like wearing down, right? So keeping that metabolism up with superfoods that are filled with plant fat can keep your body at a high level of metabolism, and that's where Alicia, your mentioning of keto comes in, because eating ketogenically means to basically have more plant fat in your body so that your body stops producing glucose from your pancreas when you eat food, to shifting over to a much bigger storehouse, which is your liver, which processes plant fat and then creates this salt. And it's called beta hydroxyl butyrate. It's almost pure energy. Like, this stuff will keep your metabolism going at a high level for 3 full days. You can get there 3 ways. Either you're in the desert dying, right? Your body just has automatic mechanisms, right? It just goes to super fit and burns all your fat in order to feed you with the fat on your body. That's why people lost in the desert are like, and gaunt, right? Number two, you eat a whole lot of leafy green vegetables that will transition your digestion process to your liver rather than your pancreas, just to make it simple. And number three, you work out like a high efficient, like Olympic athlete. Then your body will start to feel as though it needs more energy than just a quick burst of sugar. And then you're going to have to sustain yourself with superfoods. So that's the concept of keto and eating ketogenically, i.e., moving your body towards what's called ketosis. And your liver produces this salt called beta hydroxyl butyrate, or ketones. And there are exogenous ketones, which you can buy from companies. And you take these ketones, they taste pretty good. You put them in water, boom, you knock it back. In another hour, your body is in ketosis. That means it's actively burning every bit of fat on your body, because it's used to, the factory of your digestion is used to plant fat coming in. When you've got plant fat constantly coming in, your body's like, process. Okay, let's take this fat from the gut and let's put that in there as well. Let's process that as well. Let's burn that out as well. When you're just eating sugars, then your body is, and you're working out really hard, your body is working on sugar. So it's going to, number one, want sugar, and then it's going to process sugar. So sugar is not good for your body, and it's psychoactive. So it tells you two messages and says, number one, you just did a good thing when you ate that cookie. And number two, you should do that again. Eat another cookie. That's why, don't you know that's why they have a lot of sweet things in tiny little portions but big bags? Like, you ever seen Skittles or M&Ms? It's like, I'm not going to eat this whole bag, am I? Yes, I am going to eat this whole bag in tiny little bites. You know, that's how they market it to you. So when we transition and when we start eating correctly, then we have true control over our body. But like I said in the beginning, just to tie it all in, you have to start with consistency and having a schedule for your meals, so that your body runs on a schedule and your body knows, okay, it's time to eat. You know, so not only do you know it's time to eat, but your body feels like it's time to eat. So you eat, you process it well, and then you've got energy, rather than eating and get, you know what they say we get when we eat.
The itis.
Indeed. So
oh my gosh, it's so
this
good.
is how you avoid the misconceptions of nutrition and of fitness, and that all or nothing mentality. It's not what people call a zero-sum game. If you're not doing one thing, you're doing nothing. No, do a little bit and then take one more step each day. And then over time, those little changes will create one large change, like Kaizen.
That
I
is
love
awesome.
it.
I'm sitting here like listening to you, and I'm thinking like, okay, everybody is going to want you, but obviously you're one person. So I
I
think the
hope
question
so.
that I have becomes, for people who may be looking to hire a personal trainer, maybe for whatever reason can't get you, like what type of questions should they be asking that person? Because obviously you're very knowledgeable. What should the average person be asking someone that they're quote unquote interviewing to be their personal trainer?
Number one, are you fit? Because ain't nothing worse than a fat trainer, right? That's it's rough. It's rough. They like run up them steps. You run up them steps, and then I'll catch you at the top of the steps. How about that? So I try not to tell anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do, and I try to demonstrate to the point that my clients that know me don't like me to demonstrate, because they're like, no, because then you're gonna want me to do it like you did it, and I'm not doing. What am I gonna do? Don't do what you do. Do what you want me to do, and then I'll do what get close to that. So I think it's very important to moderate and take yourself at the lowest level where you are, and then move up from there. And then another question I would definitely ask a trainer is, are you a good communicator? Because being in a contract with a trainer is like being in a relationship. I mean, your man could be attractive, he could have a lot of money, he could have exactly what you want, but if he doesn't know how to talk to you, if he doesn't know how to express how he feels, if he doesn't know how to assuage your fears, I mean, are you going to get the messages that you may need from a counterpart? No. Then you're definitely not going to get the messages that you need from a trainer. So you have to kind of like them, you know, like what they're about, like their philosophy, like their motivation, like what their inspiration is. And that would be the last question I would ask them, because you should have learned a lot from the first two questions. But then ask them, what is your inspiration? What makes you fit? What keeps you there? Well, I just got out of jail, so I'm staying buff. No, that's not your trainer. Okay, it's not your trainer. Just kidding.
Let me find out you a
Red flag,
comedian
red
on the
flag.
low.
Little something, little something.
I can't. So, but I mean, I understand where the perspective Alisha was coming from, but I just always believe that you can do and you can help everybody. So, because I do know that you offer virtual sessions. So, talk to us a little bit about that, because we are in a pandemic. Many people have switched to, virtual trainings, virtual school. I mean, we're doing everything virtual. Okay. I'm sure if we could eat virtual, we'd be doing that too. So, we talk to that, and I do want to make sure we leave time for you to do maybe some level of demo, if we can show us what we can do in a chair. So your virtual training sessions, what does that look like? Can people really get fit by working out online?
That's a very good question as well. Thank you for asking that, Kadesha. And I really love this whole format that you guys have. It feels very comfortable. I was like, okay, there's gonna be some ladies on here. Am I gonna be the only dude? Am I gonna feel like an alien? No, I feel super welcome. Thank you so much for making me feel welcome. I appreciate that. Anyone else who is a potential guest, they treat you lovely here. So that's
Thank
first
you.
and foremost. Now, as far as
We
virtual,
try.
you're welcome. Thank you. As far as virtual training goes, I actually was virtual training about 7 years ago. I began virtual training because what I try to do, and I feel like I'm getting more and more talented at it, is seeing trends around the corner, right? That's why now I'm into teaching large groups in rec centers, because this is knowledge that everyone really needs, and it's less about making me a big business and teaching the masses that there's a modicum of knowledge that you really need. Like, we all need a certain level of knowledge that we really all don't have. So I try to make myself available in every single way possible, and being ubiquitous is more attractive to a potential client. So years ago, I started up a virtual training portion. Now, people were like, virtual, man, I need a trainer right in my face. I need them on my back. I am not disciplined. And when the pandemic hit, a lot more people started coming around to that point because they had to. and that's really where humanity makes the biggest jumps. When we have to make a jump, we usually step up to the plate, but not until we have to, right? So before we had to, I would try to train with certain people, and I had a couple of clients, and I still do. But now I have a lot of clients, a lot of virtual training clients. And I've got clients in Hawaii, I've got clients in Florida and Atlanta and California, because people recognize, you know what? I have a busy life and I need to be accountable no matter where I am. And if you have a good communicator, if you have someone who has a why, who is inspired, then they will connect with you on your schedule, on your terms, because a personal trainer has to be very flexible as well. And I tell my clients, flexibility is a benchmark of my business. So if you're training with me, then you need to be flexible as well. I may tell you, hey, I need to start about 15 minutes earlier. I've got 2 more clients during the day. Can you do that? Or would you like to switch to the next day? And being flexible like that makes you more effective at life, to be honest, because life happens no matter what. So the benefit of virtual training is convenience, accessibility, effectiveness, and speed. Because you may be at a different time zone, but when you're up at 5 in the morning, if we have a session, better believe Julian's up at 5 in the morning, your time, and training you. So don't slack off because you think I'm in a different time zone. I don't care if you're in Macau, China, or Petersburg, St. Petersburg, Russia. I'm online and ready for you. And since I'm ubiquitous, it makes it much, much easier to get across to my clients. And that's my passion. Like, it really is my passion to change the level of fitness in the world. Like, top flight, they need fitness in the world, Craig. They need fitness in the world.
Oh my goodness. So this word you keep
you.
using, I need to look it up so I can figure out how to spell it. Okay. So, but
Right.
you know what? I really love what you said. And I really resonated with my spirit to be flexible. Help me, Lord. Help me to be flexible. So that's going to help me in business and life in my marriage. Amen. So I love that. So let's get to this demo. I'm in the chair. What can I do? How can I work these arms? What can I do?
Okay. So number one, most Americans have bad posture. Okay. Let me explain to you what that is. There is something called anterior pelvic tilt. And it's basically, I've got a chandelier here, so I'm going to bust my head. It's basically when you're standing up, right? But you lock your knees back so your body leans forward. And then all your weight rests on your lower back. And then your back hurts, right? So what security guards and other people who stand up for long periods of time and Tai Chi practitioners like myself know is that when you change your posture to a posterior pelvic tilt, meaning you bend your knees, you rotate your pelvis forward, and then you relax your shoulders. You see how my entire posture just changed? This is correct, proper posture. And that's going to be the first thing that you want to have in order to have an effective workout routine. Because if you work out with bad posture, you just build a bad back. You have to work out with correct alignment in order to build the muscles the correct way. So standing up, people usually stand the way they should sit and sit the way they should stand. So when you stand up, you lean back a little bit, bend your knees, and rotate your pelvis forward. This engages your abs and it relaxes your glutes. So your glutes aren't tight all the time, which turns out to be lower back pain. And most people that have lower back pain, it's a butt tightness issue rather than a back issue. And a lot of women used to get back surgeries because they thought it was a back pain, but then they started learning about the massage and learning about myofascial release, and they started massaging the glutes, and it would release the pain in the back. So shouts out to all the women who have back scars and didn't need them.
Oh, wow.
Now, that's for posture, but sitting down, people usually sit leaning back and rotating their pelvis forward like they should be standing. What they should be doing is sitting on their pelvic floor, rotating their pelvis forward and kind of leaning forward a little bit, maintaining the natural S curve of their spine. you keep your spine in the correct position, not only are you building health and posture and core strength, you're more alert because blood is getting to your brain, right? You're like an antenna. Everything moves up and then down. So make sure you maintain good posture first. That's going to engage your core. Number two, lots of ladies who have sedentary jobs, sitting at a desk most of the day, they have varicose veins. Oh, not that word. That's from sitting for a long period of time.
Wow.
Simple fix, you have a 20-minute kitchen timer. And after every 20 minutes, you do this. Walk around your chair and sit back down. This will circulate your blood enough that it will prevent any renal failure. And that's what it is. Renal means veins. Failure means the integrity of the vein. So those black lines on the backs of young ladies' legs sometimes, that's from them sitting for long periods of time. And that sitting for hours and hours squeezes their thighs like a tube of toothpaste and won't let the blood through. It's really, really hard on the legs. So getting up every 20 minutes, 3 times an hour, very easy. And just walking around your chair will give you enough circulation to prevent varicose veins. Also, doing calf raises and just pulling your heels up off of the floor. Lots of ladies wear heels, so take your heels off, ladies. Put your heels on the floor and then do a tiptoe. You don't have to be standing up to do it because you're working the calf muscles while you're tiptoeing, okay? So that's going to work the legs, prevent some varicose veins. Your posture is going to prevent your back pain and engage your core. And if you want to improve your core strength, you sit back from your chair a bit, you gently put your hands on your desk, and you lift your knees up and touch your elbows with your knees. And you constantly do that in order to engage those abs and really work those abs and look inconspicuous while you're doing it. So those are 3 ways that you can really, really help your body improve in strength. Now, I didn't talk about upper body because you're at work. You're not going to be doing a bunch of upper body stuff, getting all sweaty. But if you want to engage your upper body, take one of these intelligent aquatic refreshment bottles. They're not going to get no money out of me. No, they won't. And you just shoulder raise, simple shoulder raise to the side. Now, a really good exercise is if you use water bottles or up to a 5-pound weight and you do this. You have it in front of you and you go up, then side, then middle. And don't let your hand get lower than your shoulder. You won't need more than 3 reps before you start to feel the burn, but don't stop until you get to like 15 reps and you'll feel it the next day like, oh, I could slap somebody with this type of strength right here. So it's very important to stay consistent. And when you have fun exercises like that, you can work the whole body.
Wow. Oh my goodness. You have basically taken up your time, our time. And you know what? Y'all, if you don't have a taste, if you don't want more of that, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay. So y'all need to contact Julian. We only have literally a few minutes left in the show. So we appreciate you so much. We're going to have a part 2 for sure. Like, for sure. Oh my goodness.
I would love it. So I feel like I've only been on here 2 minutes.
I know. We like, look, we all like, what else can we do? I know. Oh my God, Julian.
Now, it might be my voice. People say I have like a radio voice. So
you do. You do. And you
the
do.
Milkiness, you know.
I remember your goals. So that's going to happen too, the motivational part of it. But we appreciate you so much. We're going to be sending business your way. We support you. We appreciate for you supporting us. And there are definitely some partnerships that we would like to do with you in the future. So we got to wrap this show up, y'all. So, oh my goodness, we love you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I took up so much time.
No, don't apologize. That was perfect. Yeah, it was perfect. We all needed it.
Fantastic. Excellent. And salute to all the viewers out there. I appreciate you. Gem Fitness, you're not finished till you're done.
Oh.
Well. I mean, he done said it all. Okay. Either you need to be motivated, you don't need to be motivated, you need to be inspired. Okay. So, look, the goal of tonight's show was to get your posture right. Okay. Secondly, was to include fitness in your 2022. We're just blessed. We were blessed to have him. You know, you never know how far or how high somebody's going to go. So we're glad to be able to get a piece while he is available. So if you're interested in working with him, you know, definitely visit him at gymfitness.net. If you forget that, you can always email us as well. So we're excited that you were able to tune in with us tonight. We thank you for being patient. We thank you for just trusting us with our special guests and trusting that we will bring the right people on. So this episode of When Wisdom Talks was brought to you by Wisdom on the Wall, Inc. Be Inspired Global. We look forward to seeing you next week, same time. But until then, be sure to stay safe, stay blessed, stay in faith, and stay fit, y'all. We're going to get this thing for 2022. Love y'all. Have an excellent night.
See ya.